Hello. In this video, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about blocks in Moodle. We're going to explain what the blocks are, how to add blocks to your course, and how to dock blocks, and what that means in your course. Okay, so to begin with, we'll talk about what blocks are. Blocks are these little things that are off to the side of your course. And what blocks allow you to do is add little bits of functionality inside of your course. Something that you want students to see on a particular page, or a way to interact with things a little bit faster within your course. These blocks may look different from your course. You can reorder these at will, you can delete them, or add more. There are quite a few blocks. So let's talk first about how you begin by adding a block, and then we'll talk specifically about two blocks that we're going to have in your course. Okay, so to begin, let's turn editing on. Alright, once editing's on, and if we scroll down your course, you're going to see a thing that says add a block. Once we click on this, it's going to open a pull-down menu. Okay, this pull-down menu allows us to see many choices for blocks in your course. One that I'd like you to turn on, what I think would be a good idea to turn on, will be Quickmail, and we'll explain why we add this. So once we click on that, it's going to add this into the course. So now we see that we have this Quickmail block. Okay, so Quickmail allows us to send emails directly from within Moodle to the students' email addresses that they have set up within the course. But notice that this is below the first page of my course that I get into, and it may be something that I want to use all the time. So let's talk about docking. So what docking allows us to do is set this like these two blocks up here on the side, to where it docks it to the side of the course so that it's always visible to you no matter where you are in the course. And the way that you do that is that with editing turned on, you can, or not, you can click on this button that says move this to the dock. And notice that it's going to jump from one of the columns here, and it's going to jump over here to the dock. And then in order to get to anything, any docked blocks, what you do is you just hover over them, and it shows you a list of what's in the particular block, and then you can go over and click on it. Okay? So that's how you turn blocks on. Now if you want to move blocks around, all you have to do is click and drag, and you can reorder them like this. So now I've moved that block from that to that space. We can put them back like this. Okay? You can move it from one side to another. So if I want to put attendance now over here, or if I want to put attendance back over here. So you can really customize your course. Okay, so that's all there is to talk about with blocks, but what I want to talk about are two blocks in particular. And they may seem the same, but they actually work quite differently. Notice that we also have in this course a messages block, and it says no messages waiting. And then we also have this Quickmail block. Now, what the messages do are allow you to do internal messaging, so this stays within Moodle, to any other user that's on Moodle. Quickmail actually uses the email address to send emails through to the end user's email. Let's compose a new email here. So I'm going to click compose an email, and then what happens is that when you pull that up, you get a list of every student in your course. Now you can send an email to all students, okay, by selecting both of their names, or all of the names that are students in your course, and clicking add, or only a particular student. So I'm going to do T student here. I'm going to add them over to my message. Okay, we can attach files. We can put a subject. Okay, new message. This is a test. Okay, you can put in same WYSIWYG editor that we get everywhere else in the course. You can add files exactly the same way they do anywhere else in the course. You can compose a signature and keep it inside of Moodle. And then when you're done, you can click send email. Okay, now this email has been sent from you to that particular student. Okay, so let's go back to our course and let's talk about messaging. Now what messages allow you to do are to send direct messages to a particular student, or any user within the course actually. So if you have a person that you'd like to message that's an instructor in another course, you can do that. So let's go and send a message to a particular student. So we'll click on the messages link. Okay, notice that the interface is a little bit different. To add somebody, in order to message somebody, you have to first add them to your contacts list. So I'm going to look up test. Okay, I'm going to hit search, and then I find one test user. So if I want to add them to my contacts list, I click on the plus button. Now you can search for any particular user that's within Moodle. If you're not pulling them up, they're probably not a user within Moodle. Okay? So I'm going to message T-student. Okay? So you can see I sent them a message earlier. It says, were you sick today? And they haven't replied. So I'm going to send them another message. I was just wondering because you were not in class. Okay? And then I'm going to click send message. Okay, so now it goes away, and it would be in my personal contacts list about the message that I've been sent. So let's go over and let's look at T-student and what they see as a user. Okay, so we're going to go over here, and I'm going to reload this page. So we're going to assume this T-student has logged in, and I get this little pop-up. It says there's a new message from me that I've sent it, and I can go directly to the message, or I can click ignore. I can also, once I go into a particular course, I can go over here to messages and see who I have messages from. So I'm going to click this badge and say go to messages, and then it shows me that I have one unread message from this particular user. So I'm going to click on that. There's the message history. I'm going to click on the name. So, and it says on September 4th at 10:29, I was just wondering because you were not in class. Now, there's no context to this. You'd have to see the message history. Go back to recent messages. So it says, were you sick today? I was just wondering because you were not in class, and I can send a message back to that particular person that sent me. Now, this could be really nice if you want to have really quick notes to your students, but again, they have to log into Moodle to see this. It doesn't contact them when they're not logged in. Whereas the Quickmail will actually send mail to their email account that's connected to their Moodle, so it's a better way to communicate with students, I think. Okay? So that's really all there is to messaging and blocks.